breaking down friendship sports. This is the Tigers Fan Zone podcast from 100.7 The Score.
Good Wednesday evening. Welcome into the high school fan zone for one more time in 2024 as we take a 2-week hiatus after this. Come back on January 6th. There'll be a lot of hay in the barn by then.
Right.
A lot of stuff left to do. We jump into the Tiger fan zone with, we were just joking with Paul Page. He knows his way down here to the station because he's been a regular once with me, once with Thetford Natchby. Now he's back here again, and he'll be back sometime in January pretty quick because you guys, we're going to talk about what lies ahead for you immediately here, but district starts right after New Year or one more week?
One more week for us.
Because you have that, I'll let you explain the thing that you and Estacado play in at your place, but we're not going to jump too far ahead. The Tigers are hot. They are, I think if my math is right, which take that with a grain of salt. I used to be
Kansas math. Here we go.
I used to be a math savant back when I was young, and then life happened. So 11 of 12 since the football crew got back. That sound right?
You're challenging me.
You were 1-4, and now you're 12-5.
Right. That's it.
Okay. I think I put it down on paper.
That's it.
That's
been a whirlwind.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good wood chopping right there. You guys have. It took you a few. Josh Davis was in here Monday night, and I think they're on a similar hot streak. I think they lost at your tournament, and then they lost the other night. But they've kind of started to get their mojo going a little bit too.
Good.
But you guys, you played Monterey out of the chute. It took a little bit of rust to get knocked off, but you guys have played really well. What's clicked other than obviously getting some dudes back?
Right. Well, that's our main thing. When we got our roster full and back, and our guys, we're so locked in and mature with this group that it was go from the get, and so when we were able to start really playing tournaments, we were able to stack a lot of reps and just keep working on the things that we do and get better at what we do, and that's been good for us over the last 2 weeks as we've hosted our tournament and then gone to the Metroplex last weekend.
Have Josh mentioned this the other day? Have you had more practices than games yet, or is it balanced out?
No. There's no way we've had 11 practices since Thanksgiving, so we won't catch that up till after the break probably. I
think he was at 10 games, 7 practices or something like that, and coaches like practice.
I love practice. I almost like practice better than games. So my guys will tell you that too. But yeah, and so we're behind on that deal, but and they probably like that too. But we'll catch up. But like I said, our guys we have such a good foundation, and and our guys, and so they're locked in and ready to go, and so we just we get to work on the things that we need to work on and get ready to play each game.
I saw something Grant McCaslin said the other day. I was reading some of the stuff for their game before Oral Roberts, and he even said in there, he said that they've got a stretch here where they've got 3 games in 23 days or something like that. And he was excited about that because that meant, he said, we get to figure things out at practice. And I thought of all those players sitting there rolling their eyes thinking, oh boy.
Today was our first day to really watch film.
Was it?
Yeah, and that's why we left film at 5:45. So we today was our really first day to watch film, and so it's just kind of been the whirlwind that it's been for us. Is we haven't really just got to sit there and watch us, and so that was good for us today as we finally had a Wednesday, really, that we had a Tuesday night game and a Wednesday to kind of break that down.
Tuesday night went down to Midland and beat what I understand has got a chance to be a pretty good Midland Christian team, according to Spencer Sutton, who's got to get ready for them in district. And then Friday you come back and take on a really good team. Because I have seen those dudes play. I've seen them play about as many times as I've seen you. You play Estacado and your annual, what do you want to call that with Tony Wagner? You guys have played every year since when?
It's probably been, I was telling a story today, I guess probably the 08-09 season when Tony first got the job. When Estacado had moved down from 4A, I was at Seminole then, and we played them in the regional finals that year. And when I was at Seminole, and he ended up They ended up winning state. Next, they beat us, and they were number 1 team in the state. So that was his first year. Like Tim Thomas said, "Here you go," and Tony got that state championship, and so we go back to 08, 09. So, and we played every year since. So
I just learned this the other day, and I don't know how I didn't know this. I was talking to Junior Ashmore. I didn't know Wag was his assistant coach when Tim swiped him, got him to come down here.
Oh, I didn't know that.
At Plainview High School, yeah.
Right.
Because Tim, I don't know if Tim cut his teeth as not an intern, a student teacher. He learned under Danny Wren, so.
Oh, really?
He's learned under a few. Now he's taken off from there, but he's got a little bit of coaching chops in his background.
Absolutely, I didn't know that.
Yep, and they are good. I'll say that again.
Right.
I don't need to tell you that they're not ranked number 1. They're ranked number 7 in 4A. But if I'd like to see those other 6 4A teams that are head and shoulders.
Well, we saw Canyon last week. So
there you go.
Canyon Randall, they're number 2, and so they're the real deal. And so that 4A is kind of loaded.
Yes, and. That's a different level. Now they went down to Brownfield and won the tournament there, but had to beat Trinity Christian and you saw Brownfield up close and personal.
Right.
Zane's got a good team.
He does.
They've got not a typical 3A basketball team. They're not slow. They don't move the ball. I mean, they move the ball quick, so that was good for them. You guys, after that, you sent me the schedule today. I want to make sure because I went brain dead talking to a couple Lubbock Cooper girls the other day thinking they were in the Cap Rock. I know you're not in the Cap Rock. Where do you go after Christmas?
We will load up early morning on December 26th and go to Saginaw, Chisholm Trail High School for the Texas Basketball Championships, which was formerly the Whataburger.
Okay.
Changed last year, changed names. And so we were able to go last year, got invited to that last year for the first time, and that's one of those invites you really can't pass up.
Right.
You might never get it back. And unbelievable a bracket this year, schedule of teams this year with just up and down of powerhouses in that deal. And so we're excited to be back in that, and we're excited to load up on a bus on December 26th, and then we'll play that evening. That evening against Mansfield.
I want to talk more about that.
If we get lucky and win that one, then we get San Antonio Brennan second round.
I just downloaded. I want to talk more about it when we come back because you hit the nail on the head. And Jill Schneider mentioned the same thing you did, that when you've got great players and have had a lot of success, people invite you to those, and you don't say no.
No, absolutely.
You figure out a way to make it work,
and it makes you better. 100%. That's why we go. That's why we go.
We're coming up on a break. I'm going to remind everybody real quick that the format's changed. Monday nights is the LISD schools. Wednesday will be Friendship, Lubbock, Cooper, and Liberty. That's 6 to 7:30 on Wednesdays. We'll be back after the break on the Tiger Fan Zone.
Bringing you the latest news from Friendship Athletics. This is the Tiger Fan Zone podcast from 100.7 The Score.
Welcome back to the Tiger Fan Zone on 100.7 The Score. I probably should have had you do this, Paul. I can't figure out how to rotate the thing you sent me, so I'm going to turn my head sideways while we talk here.
It's something. I'm not sure why it comes that way, but
so if you're watching on TV and I'm turning sideways, that's why. Before I jump in there, you were telling some stories about Seminole and Estacado and Friendship and Estacado. That, with all respect to everybody else in town, I think it's fair to say that you two programs have been as good as anybody in West Texas the last few years. That game, I love watching that game because the stakes, there's not high stakes in terms of it being district.
Oh, no.
So your guys, both teams, just go out and play. It's just, let's see who's going to be best this night, and it's just fun to watch.
Right. It's good. It's what high school basketball should be about. Two good teams, two good coaches, and just a town, not a rivalry, but just a fun high school basketball game with a lot of great talent. So
now it used to be a district game.
Probably at one point.
Yes,
it was
because they both went to the regional tournament as 4A teams. I think 2 years in a row when Jason Deere and Tim Thomas were there, because I covered one of them.
Right, I bet so. Yeah, definitely.
So it's got some history. It had some history in football when they were 4A too. Lewis Kelly and Bobby Davis. Those are two fairly well-known coaches in this world. So I also told you before we dive into too much, I need to ask you if you've watched the new ACU assistant basketball coach in action yet.
I have not. I have not got to watch her
That's
in
Hannah
action.
Page, oldest daughter.
Right. So she's a GA at ACU and loving that and doing the college coaching life now. And so But she's excited about it, and I have not get to watch her. But hopefully down the road we will. That'll be fun.
She inherit the sideline demeanor from Dad.
It just carries over from her demeanor on the court.
There you go.
Right.
You have to be careful. Those college referees they're a little.
She's way down the totem pole.
Here we go. Well, I mean, Chris Roberts never gets too animated.
No, it never does.
I've never seen him get too, at least not as a coach. I saw him as a player a couple times. So tell me about this tournament. I told you I wanted you to dive back into it. You guys, okay, here we go sideways.
Right. The the basketball. It's a lot. The Basketball Championships Incorporated Tournament.
Okay.
Formerly the Whataburger. We went last year. It was good, really good for us. Like I said earlier, it's just an opportunity to see really good teams. Just up and down the bracket, you can see really good.
Yes.
6A, 5A school. Yeah, even sideways. And so definitely just an opportunity for us. We don't start district till January 10th, so we're in search of good quality opponents, especially now with the 5A being in a 9-team district. It's hard to find games. Hard to find games. So we kind of had to be creative with our schedule this year, and of course that worked out for us to be able to go back to the Whataburger and play in that and see quality opponents a couple weeks before district starts.
And then I mentioned you come back after that and you play. Hold on, I've got it down here somewhere.
Oh yes, the Lubbock Sports Authority Showcase.
Yes.
New thing we're doing this year. Scott Harrison and I kind of came together on that deal, and we wanted an opportunity to play. Like I said, it's hard for us to find games at that time of year, so I was able to get Big Time Prep. It's a academy prep school out of Rockwall to come and play us that day, and so to make that even more enticing as an event, we brought in Jayton. Jayton's going to be the number one team in the state. They won state in football today, so they're going to be looking for games. Get a lot of games they missed, so they're going to play. Estacada that day, so that's going to be a fun event. They'll be a really good team, and then Gordon, who also won state today, is going to be looking for games. And both Jayton and Gordon went to the state tournament last year. Jayton won state last year, so the majority of those players are back, and so they needed games, and so it worked out so those teams could come and play. And so Gordon's going to play Liberty. So we'll have a lineup of games starting at 12:30 with Gordon and Liberty, and then Jayton and Estacada, and then we'll play Big Time Prep Academy at 3:30 at the Tiger Pit on January 4th. So it'll be a fun event, fun day of basketball, to come out to the Tiger Pit and just watch hoop all day, and some really quality teams from town and then outside of town as well.
You're going to have to explain to Mrs. Rosetta why I'm tied up on that Saturday then.
100%. Come, I'll save a seat.
I don't mind going out to watch good basketball. That's sort of in my DNA too. So Paul Page has Friendship at 12-5. They they're at home Friday against Estacado, and then hit the road for, what's the name again?
The Basketball Championship Tournament.
I wish Whataburger would write another
100%.
Make it a lot easier.
Make it a lot easier.
Tigers are playing well, and I don't imagine they're going to slow down. Your roster adjusted a little bit this week. Holden Phillips.
Well, he's still playing with us.
Is he still? Okay. Yeah. Well, there we go. We'll be back after the break with the Pirate Fan Zone. We'll have, I can't remember who we'll have on the road. We'll have somebody on the phone on 100.7 The Score.